Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nuri Iman Hanani binti Rizwan. Today, my group will present about topic which is elasticity. So, the first I will introduce my group mate.
Hi, my name is Nana Manisha from
Hi, my name is Nur Maisara binti Mazlan.
Hello guys, my name is Muhammad Ali Yusuf bin Muhammad Syafiq.
So, for the first questions that we got is about demand for gas. So, as we know, demand for gas is so inelastic. So, the questions need us to answer about two reasons why the demand of the gas is so inelastic. So, the first reasons that we get is fewer or no substitute goods. As we know, the meaning of substitute goods is about two products that competitors each other. So if one of the substitute product is not available, so the consumers will change their products to another substitute goods. As an example, we get a medical treatment. As we know, we as consumers we need medical treatments. So the medical treatments if the medical treatments set prices increase or decrease, it's still the demand constants because as a human we need the medical treatments. So for the second reason is the gas is complementary goods. The meaning of complementary goods is about the demand of gas is so inelastic because they are complementary goods. The meaning of complementary goods is the both of the products are used together in one time. So in this case, there are some as car and gas. Car and gas are used together when the price, as example, when the price are increased, the demand for the car will be decreased because car and petrol are inversely together and they are related as complementary goods. So we need the gasoline, or we call it as gas, for our fuel to drive the car, or we call it as necessary goods. So when the quantity of demand for gasoline are based on the price of petrol. So in conclusions about questions 1 about complementary, we need to know that when the price of gasoline increase, the demand for the car will be decreased. So that's all for the questions number 1.
The increase of availability of the electric car will make the demand for gas more elastic. Why? It is because when the electric cars demand increase, the demand for gas car will also decrease, which is like the complementary of the gasoline car, which is gas, will also decrease. People prefer to use electric car because of its cost more cheaper in many aspects than the gas car. For example, the cost of recharging car much more cheaper than refueling a car, which does not need to recharge the car as many times as refueling. Even though the recharging car takes times, but the effect that after you charge the car will last longer than the refueling car. This causes the price elasticity along the demand curve become more relatively responsive.
For question 3, in terms of short run, supply of electric vehicles is inelastic because electric vehicles is a new types of vehicles, so there is no substitute or similar types of vehicle in short period. So when the supply is inelastic, if the price change, it will cause a smaller percentage change in quantity supply. So this is the inelastic supply graph. In terms of long run, supply of electric vehicle is elastic because in the future, society always to find an alternative to improve battery technology from petrol car. So society will prefer electric vehicles, electric car, because charging an electric vehicles is cheaper compared to filling petrol in petrol car for travel requirements. When the supply is elastic, if the price change, it will cause a bigger change in quantity supply. So this is the
So this is the elastic supply graph.
Yes, I will explain about question 4. So this is the question. The answer is the goods is tire. So the relationship between car and tire is there a complementary goods. Why the tire is a good? Because tire can wear out of constant use, so that consumer will keep buy and change tire for car. This show the demand of car increase and demand of tire also will increase. Okay. I will explain about the shape of curve and relationship of negative cross elasticity. So this is the graph. I will explain about this graph. As you guys can see, the price of car decrease from P1 to P. Next, the quantity demand for tires is increased from D to D1. Okay. For the relationship between cars and tire is a complementary goods. Okay, that's all.
So for the next question is number 5. Number 5 is basically about we need to calculate about price elasticity. So the formula is P1 minus P0 divided to P0 times quantity 0 divide quantity 1 minus 0. So for this question is given two index. So for the first price elasticity we get 4.73. So for the second one we get 3.36. So for another explanation, I will give to Diana.
So the price changed from $29493 to $5,939. We like the quantity demanded will increase from 7,000 to 11,000 units. The price elasticity of along the demand curve is relatively responsive because it is more than 1, which is 4.973.
Lastly, for question 6, the formula to calculate income elasticity of demand is change in quantity demanded divided by change in income. So from the question, we get that 10% divided by 20%, and the final answer is 0.5, which means it is an inelastic income elasticity of demand.
For further explanation, if the income elasticity of demand is between 0 and 1, it is an inelastic income elasticity of demand. From the calculation before, we know that gasoline is a normal goods, which is our daily necessity. So, change in consumer income will cause a smaller percentage change in quantity demanded. But increase in demand is less than increase in income. So this is the shapes of demand curve. From Y1 to Y2, there is an increase in income, and from Q1 to Q2, there is an increase in quantity demand.